Yo, what up? This is Blazed. Alright, so DKs are getting like 4 new abilities. A few more. Each spec is actually getting at least one. And then there's a few baseline ones. First up, we got Empower Rune Weapon. Now this basically resets all your runes. Gives you 25 rune power. So this is nutty. Obviously you're going to use all your runes. Try to have at least a room enough for 25 runic power. And then you pop it. Gives you all of them back. Really insane. There's so many different uses for this ability. Really versatile. 5-minute cooldown though, so hopefully this resets at the end of raid encounters, because 5 minutes is a long cooldown for sure. Alright, next up we got Festering Strike. Now this one's pretty good. Be better on long raid fights where you want to extend your diseases, or long fights. Uses a blood and a frost rune, where Obliterate uses a frost and unholy, so a little different. And then for unholy, this also, when you use this, you're gonna get 2 death runes when you use this. So seems pretty good for unholy, just to be able to get death runes too. But you can always do that with Pestilence and Blood Strike too. It doesn't have to be Festering. But then you're able to use your Frost runes on something other than Icy Touch, because once you get your diseases up, you don't have a lot of uses for the Frost rune, other than Obliterate and Festering Strike. So can be good for Unholy to use more often, I think. But all the specs might use it a little bit. We'll see. Another ability you got though really good. It also extends your Chains of Ice. So in PvP, that's pretty good as well. Being able to extend Chains of Ice is huge for PvP. Alright, next up we got Necrotic Strike, then another PvP ability, I'd say. Lets you put up an absorb, a healing absorb, and it stacks. The more you press it, the more it goes up. So, and I don't know if it's endlessly, but I mean, it seems like it goes endlessly. It does go pretty fucking high. So Necrotic Strike's gonna be crazy. If you could stack this up in PvP, healers are not gonna be having fun. It also does a casting time reduction, so maybe in PvE you can use this. You don't have a Warlock for Curse of Tongues, or you really need a Curse of Tongues for some reason. You're gonna lose a lot of damage, but if you can, it's pretty nice for cast time reduction if you need it. A lot of times the bosses are immune to that nowadays, so I don't know if it'll really work too much, maybe on some trash. But Necrotic Strike, really good. Next one, really good ability here. Outbreak. 1 minute cooldown. Okay, 1 minute cooldown. Allows you to put up your diseases. So, and it doesn't cost a rune or anything like that, and you do it from far away, so as you're running in, you can throw it up. Then you can just Pestilence off that one mob, and everything's diseased in 2 globals. So, and one of them is you're running in, so really good Outbreak. You don't get this till 85 though, I think, or you don't have it yet when before you're leveling, but really good ability. Alright, next up we got Raise Ally. Now it's not new, we had it in Wrath, but this one is like a B-res. So it allows you to B-res someone in your group, instead of just turning them into a ghoul before, and the ghoul dies instantly. You get Raise Ally. It costs 50 runic power though, so really hard to use. Obviously you're going to want somebody else to B-res hopefully, but everybody's hoping somebody else B-reses now, so. But being able to get your teammate up is still more damage than what you lose, obviously, so worth every time. Raise Ally, B-res for DK. Alright, now for blood only, getting Bone Shield. Obviously DK had this in Wrath, but now it's going to be the blood DK ability. What's good about this is you can pre-put it up, and you'll have the buff, and then you go into combat with it already up. You lose all your charges, you can press it again, so it's up a lot. It does cost an unholy rune, but very strong ability. It does give you extra damage as well, at least, so it's not the worst, but really good defensively. You just pretty much spam it on cooldown, basically, or as much as you can. And especially in between packs or boss fights, you want to pre-put this up so it's ready to go and the cooldown's ticking. Alright, next up we got Pillar of Frost. Now this one's insane. It does cost a Frost rune, so you do have to use a rune on it, but 1 minute cooldown, 20% strength. Really insane for damage. You're just going to be using this a lot. You're going to have huge strength all the time. And it does make you immune to knockbacks for PvP. So Typhoon, Thunderstorm from Boomkin's Ellies, you know, whatever. It probably works on Death Grip as well. So, really good. Pillar of Frost is really good. You know, you see an enemy DK is trying to peel their healer or something. You pop this before he gets to you. He tries to grip you. You're not going anywhere. You get to stay on that healer and kill him. So, Pillar of Frost, really good. Alright, now Unholy's getting 2 abilities. They're getting Unholy Frenzy. So, kind of new. I mean, Blood kind of had this, but now you can use it on yourself, which is nice. So you just basically always use this on yourself, and you get increased haste. Nutty ability. Doesn't cost any runes or anything. Really insane. And it's not on global either, so it's like really good. I guess you're really trying to min-max and you're in bad gear or whatever, you can throw this on somebody else too. So it does give range taste as well, so you can put it on a hunter. Unholy Frenzy. Next we got Dark Transformation. This is really far ranging. You just want a Holy Rune. Sometimes that it's the Holy Rune is annoying, but to even use it, so what you have to do is you have to Death Coil 5 times in a row, and you have to make sure you don't lose the stacks. They only last for 30 seconds, so if you're spamming Death Coil and then pack dies and then the tank picks up some loot and he kind of AFKs and he's slow to get the next pack, you could lose this buff, especially if you didn't Death Coil at the end of the pack. So sometimes it's actually worth to just Death Coil your pet, and then you can keep the buff going in between packs. You don't lose all your stacks. You're at, let's say you're at 4 stacks and the tank, you know, has to AFK or something. You can just throw this on your pet in between there, get another stack. Really good. Dark Transformation, and the ghoul pumps. He does so much damage, so you want to be popping this as much as you can. The only thing is, you don't get stacks while you have Dark Transformation up. You don't get new stacks from new Death Coils. So when your Dark Transformation on your pet ends, you kind of want to have full-ish runic power, so you can kind of pump more Death Coils and get him buffed right as it ends, get him more buffed up again, and try to transform him again as quickly as possible, because he destroys, and then you can even run the glyph that gives him 40% more strength. Really insane. Big AoE damage too, because he gets an ability called Sweeping Claws, and it just does so much damage to so many targets. It's crazy. So Dark Transformation gives your pet, all of your pet's abilities get buffed. So like Huddle during Dark Transformation, you can just use it. Your pet is able to keep using abilities. So you kind of use this during your pet's cooldowns, so enemies don't kill it or it doesn't die to, you know, mobs or whatever too. You can use it. It does cost energy though, so maybe you don't use it every time. You save energy on your pet. Your Leap turns into an Interrupt. So this one's insane. You just gain an Interrupt. You do have to micromanage where your pet is though, because it has a minimum range. So you have to, in PvP you could be hitting like a melee and then just leap it to the healer or something. But if you're in, you know, if you're attacking the person you want to kick, you got to run your pet away and then leap it in. So it can be tough to micromanage, especially without a pet move to bind. In Kata, they don't have pet move to yet. You still have stay, attack, and follow. So your stun also turns into a 4-second stun, so it gains a second, and it does a bunch of damage. So that's pretty good to use during it as well. And then Sweeping Claws, you're just gonna have this probably auto cast, and your pet just does huge damage while it's up. It's actually crazy damage. This is Blazed. Like, comment, and subscribe if you liked the video. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.
They tell me that I'm never